All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Los Angeles Lakers trade video. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I want to start getting back into them now that the trade talks just in the NBA season are starting to ramp up. So if you weren't already aware, THT, apparently a ton of teams are interested. And by a ton of them, I mean about 10 teams reportedly have significant interest in trading for TALEN HORTEN Tucker. He's young. There's a lot of potential, pretty solid contract, about a little less than $10 million a year for the next 3 years. Defense, very good defender. And he's just got a lot of intriguing attributes to him that make him a very promising player. So in today's trade, I'm not actually a huge fan of this from the Lakers perspective because I think THT, obviously I think he's their most valuable trade asset, and what they're getting in return for this, I just don't think that it's worth it. I do believe you could probably throw Kendrick Nunn and a first-round pick into this trade, but here is a proposed trade from Bleacher Report. Robert Covington is who the Lakers would receive, and then the Portland Trail Blazers would get THT along with DeAndre Jordan. So you see what I'm saying? Robert Covington is about 31 years old. He's having probably the worst year in his entire career, statistically speaking. Defensively, that's more of why I would like to trade for him, the Lakers to trade for him. But before we go any further into this video, if you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for Lakers content along with daily NBA content. So the issue with this trade is Robert Covington's stats on the season are pretty bad. I think, honestly, he just needs a change of scenery. He was recently moved to the bench for Portland for Larry Nance Jr., and Robert Covington, he's still getting more minutes than than Larry Nance. He's still getting like 30 minutes. But he's been playing better. And so his trade value is probably the lowest it has ever been in his entire career. And then you pair that with the fact that the Portland Trail Blazers are struggling this season and they might be looking for a rebuild. But Robert Covington offers me a lot for this Los Angeles Lakers team. But before we talk about him, let's talk about who the Lakers are giving up. So like I said, it's a pretty hefty package. I don't really think that the values make too much sense, so I wouldn't do this trade if I'm the Lakers unless they were just absolutely desperate, but I'm pretty sure they could get better trades for THT. I know a lot of Lakers fans are looking to get Jeremy Grant. The issue with Jeremy Grant is defense. I feel like the Lakers are not really having a good defensive year this year. It's getting better and it will continue to get better, but compared to last year, they're just lacking. They're just lacking. And so DJ offers me nothing. I mean, DJ literally, I think he offers me zero things on this Lakers team. I think his career might be pretty much over, but he's here for defense and getting rebounds, and he's not really doing either for the Lakers. So Robert Covington, this is a very, very versatile player, specifically on defense. Now, despite the worst shooting stats in several years, he's shooting like 33% from downtown this season. His career, he's about a 36% three-point shooter, so he can stretch the floor. You're not going to leave Robert Covington open every single time he's wide open for three. You're going to close out on that. So he's not like a sharp-shooting elite threat, but you're definitely going to give him some respect. But like I said, defensively, even in just a bad statistical season for him, he's still averaging 1.2 steals per game, still averaging about 1.2 blocks per game. And the Lakers, I think they just need defense, man. I think they need a lot more defenders so you can let Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis carry the bulk on offense. THT also is having a horrible shooting season so far. I don't know if that's because he's got a bigger role this year or he's just, going through a cold stretch. He's never been known to really shoot the three ball, and I feel like that has been a very big issue for the Lakers this season. And like I said, I think Robert Covington would get back to his career averages about 35-36% from downtown if he were to get a change of pace. LeBron James just doesn't have time to deal with young and inexperienced players. I know THT is relatively experienced, but he's young, he makes a lot of mistakes, and he's not that efficient. Robert Covington is a very efficient player. He's a team player. He'd fit right into their culture. He's not too old, and he's definitely not too young. He's right there, end of his prime of his career, but he is still giving you enough on both sides of the floor. And offensively, you can put him at that 4 position. Anthony Davis can play 5. I really like that offensively. I really like that defensively. But really, LeBron James, man, at this point in his career, year 19, he's looking to win. He's looking to win. And THT, as much as I love him and I know the Lakers want him to be a part of their future, I just don't see it working out because LeBron James, Russ, AD, they need to win now, man. They don't have time to wait 2-3 years even for a guy like THT to develop into what they're looking for. So I know the value of this trade isn't necessarily ideal for the Lakers, but if this was like the last week of the trade deadline and this is the best kind of value you're going to be getting for THT, I really think that the Lakers would need to hop on a trade like this if they're looking to make that finals run again. So that's it for today, guys. Drop a comment down below on if you would accept this trade or not, what you like about it, what you don't, and I'll see you guys later.